is it possible to predict what we think are going to be some of the most maybe viral or successful t-shirt layouts in 2025 and beyond? And to do that, I have Juna with me from Detour Shirts. This is going to be, I think it's going to be hilarious because I'm excited to see how close or how far our options are. I've selected 5. Let me go ahead and pull up this board. Okay. I've selected 5 layouts.
Yeah.
I challenged Juna to do the same thing. And we actually collaborated in this project together, by the way. So those of you who don't know about collaboration in Kittl, Juna, you actually did a video on that recently with Gary, right? I believe.
That's right. Yeah, Gary from T-Shirt Help Desk. It was fun.
I loved watching that video. Just watch you guys like go back and forth and like, what if we did this and duplicate?
Yeah, I gotta do it again.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Everybody should go check out that video. But this video, we're not really going to be designing so many things. We are going to basically go kind of head to head in our 5 different layout options. They're all hidden behind a screen. And I would encourage everybody that is watching to do this as well, like at home, wherever you are, like just in your mind or on a piece of paper, whatever, jot down like, okay, t-shirt layout meaning like the configuration of the shirt, right? Is it a circle? Is it a square? Is it whatever? Jot that down at home and play with us to see how close your layout is. All right. So I'll go first, then I'll explain a little bit of mine, and then Juna, I'll undo yours and you can explain a little bit of yours. Anything we need to know from your end before we get going? Or
I think it's important to know that you can do all these layouts on Kittl. I know that's obvious because Kittl can do any layout whatsoever, but all these layouts I found on Kittl too. So these are designs that I was looking through Kittl. I'm like, oh, look at this and this and this. And I picked out a few that I found on Kittl that were done really well. Great designs as always on Kittl, and I put them together. So
excellent. We'll be sure to link all of those templates for you guys down in the comments.
Oh, fun.
You check that out. All right. Let's get started. Oh, I'm like nervous. I don't know why, but
you're gonna.
I'm nervous to impress you. You know what I mean? Like, all right, let's get.
There's no winners or losers on this one.
All right, this
one.
This one cool. I am calling Vertical Tetris. I made that up. This is not a.
That's a great title.
Like this is, I just made this up.
You kind of fit it in, huh?
We have a lot of templates like this one specifically in Kittl. I know we have dragons like this. This one, I love Pinterest, right? So I was just kind of on Pinterest for 30, 40 minutes. But we have tons of layouts like this. And the reason I chose these 2 specifically is the vertical word, right? So everything from the type, even if the type is turned sideways, you read it vertically, right? And so then you have this kind of cascading left to right block grid that you've created. So on this way you have the dragon, this way you have the type, on this one you have 3 rows, you have 1, 2, 3, you have the big image in the middle, text, some little text and little like, accoutrements and stuff like that. So I've been seeing this more and more, believe it or not, at the gym. I see a lot of different kind of content on people's shirts, streetwear, the normal kind of streetwear / just workout stuff. But then I've just been seeing a lot of stuff like that, just really kind of 2-color heavy graphic tees, if that makes sense. What do you think about this one, Juna?
I love it. The thing I really like about this is it looks like it takes some skill to do, right? Like when you look at it, it's like, oh yeah, I would pay a premium price for this because it looks premium. The way you kind of have all this stuff around. So yeah, I think this is a great strategy to do something like this. I wish I picked this one for myself because this is really cool, but I did not pick this one. It's awesome.
And I put these little, boxes over here on the side, just like to help you guys as the viewers, as the designers. Like, feel free to do this. Like, you can take the shape tool, you can make your grid kind of like I've done here, and then in your elements panel, just a little bit at a time, you can go and you can fill in these boxes. Before you know it, you can get rid of these boxes and you have a beautiful layout like this. So that's kind of what I was thinking. All right, it's time for your first one.
Oh, mine's like by comparison isn't that great, but let's see it.
Okay.
So I've been seeing this on Kittl a lot, where there's like a big word on the top, either 2 big word or words. Like, fear none, there's 2 words. And then there's some kind of cool graphic in the middle here. And then there's a line of text, like almost a phrase that kind of goes underneath it. Wraps it. And a lot of times it doesn't go all the way up. You can see on the elegance, there's some sort of things on the side or some stars on the side there.
Stars
or a year or something, right?
Yeah.
But they're not all exactly the same, but the idea is the same, where you got the big highlight word on the top to kind of give it some interest, right? Give it some interest.
Yeah, and just to like show people maybe like if they wanted to create that effect, you know, you can
easily.
Yeah, you can obviously do a transform arch like this, you know, but if you feel like you want it to be more intense, you can kind of start playing with this kind of stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Right, and distort it to be even more heavily. So like that's kind of what we were thinking with this.
Or you could just pick one of these templates and start typing over.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could just pick one of those. Yeah, for sure. I love this one. This is like
I do too. I saw that. I'm like, I wonder if there's more like this. So that was kind of my first pick. I'm like, this is really cool. And then I saw the other ones. So
yeah, oh, that's so good. I love this one. I don't quite have this one, but we're definitely leaning towards the same way.
Okay,
so
let's see.
I also don't remember the order that I put these in. So here's my second one.
Ooh,
I'm just calling this big, little.
Big, little. Oh, good.
Okay, and the reason is like, so it's kind of like big text, big illustration, and then like little stuff.
I like it.
I mean? So I've tried to illustrate it here with like, this would be your, this is probably what you're going to see first. I would say, assuming
big graphic, maybe.
You either see the graphic and the text first together, or you see the graphic or the text. I think either of them are great. That's why I put big, little. Obviously, this doesn't take up as much space, but the text is big.
Yeah.
So I've been seeing a lot of stuff like this. So this is an amended template. Someone has taken a template from Kittl. I can link this exact template for everyone down below. It doesn't say the Social Coffee Club. I don't remember what it says. This is from a very like reputable streetwear brand that is selling this t-shirt online. Yeah, I actually found it online.
That's cool.
And so, you know, everything with social kind of club type thing is going well. But even if you didn't do retro, even if you didn't do vintage, I think you could take this layout into your own design style. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing I like about this one is it grabs your attention, but then you kind of have to get closer to read the other one, which is intentional. Like you want to like zoom in and like, what else does it say?
Yeah, a cozy hub for caffeine. Yeah, exactly. Like this is a principle my brother likes to teach called text as element, or basically text as a piece, you know, not necessarily to be read.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it.
Let's see your second layout.
Yeah, take that away. Boom.
Ooh,
I called this
Yeah.
Vintage. I should have put the word vintage in here because all of these are vintage. But there's like an angled kind of thing at the top. You notice they're all kind of like at an italic almost.
Yeah, at this direction.
Yeah. Sure. And then you got the big, nice vintage design in the middle, or graphic in the middle.
100%.
And then it's kind of like big little, but the little text on the bottom on there just to kind of
it's like a tagline or a phrase or something like that. I mean, God, we probably have thousands of these in Kittl, right?
Yeah. This is a winner. I mean, I see this a lot on Kittl, and I think it stands out.
And would you say, like, kind of how I was saying, I'm seeing that Tetris one out and about, I would still say I see this pretty commonly out and about, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I've seen this in the mall and Target. Like, this is just a classic thing to do right now with the vintage illustration look. Like you said, the 2-color, sometimes 1 color.
Yeah, and I would say not every, but a lot of either theme parks or national park or some sort of like, touristy type thing, that the shops sell this kind of stuff. You know, it's like, that's kind of what this says, Wild Mountain, and then maybe you could say Montana, So I love this one as well. All right, let's see. We're on to layout 3.
Almost halfway there. Getting over the hump.
We're rolling. I want to know what everybody else is thinking in the comments.
Yeah, put the comments, man.
All right, this is what I was saying is kind of similar to your arched thing that was underneath.
Yeah, you did it on top.
Just flipped.
Yeah.
Okay, and both of these are Kittl templates. I just mocked them up on a t-shirt, but both of them are Kittl templates.
You went the extra step, man.
Yeah, I have. But you can see, I mean, God, there's so many more of these, but like you can very clearly see that the overall shape is a tombstone. And then you've got usually some sort of text or component that is flat,
on the bottom.
Right? So this is a very defined bottom. I mean, this basically is the tombstone shape. I guess you could put text down here if you wanted to. But then here, same thing, perfect tombstone shape. And then you got your text, right? And so in terms of popularity, I mean, already these are two different. These are kind of within this one's more Western vintage. This is more retro vintage.
Yeah. There's still one color.
Adapt this to any niche or trend, right? I mean, I see this all over the place.
Yeah, I like the shape, and I think it draws the eye because you're looking and like trying to read, right? So you're taking some time to be like, oh, what is this? Well, the graphics should catch your eye first of all, and then you're gonna read around it. So I think this is great, and it looks cool.
Yeah, and I also like what I really liked about choosing these two that were different is like, you know, this text goes all the way around. This is only a little bit, right? So it doesn't destroy, like, this is obviously very expertly made, I would say, just because of this person's ability to know, okay, the text is going to stop here, but the hat kind of takes the rest of the space here. It's very, very expertly curated, but it gives you such a cool idea to say, oh, well, I don't have to do text all the way around. I could do just text a little bit or on the side or whatever. So yeah, I really like this kind of motif, and I think it's going to continue to blow up. I mean, especially anything mystical, anything Western, anything tarot card, maybe. What else would you say?
Oh, yeah. I like that you said retro too. The retro art there that you have with the coffee. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right.
I think I might have something similar too. I don't know if it's in this one, but let's see.
Here we go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Not so tombstone, but I do have the rounded arch at the top here with the graphic in the middle and the thing on the bottom. So there's different amounts of things on the bottom you could put. Like that King on Vacation has a lot more on the bottom than some of the other ones. But yeah, I think the strong graphic, and it doesn't have to be 2-color. I put some examples where it's more than 2 colors, but
yeah, these two are definitely more than 2. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it could be cool. Like
this one is incredible. Like,
yeah, I love the layout, but it still has that arch layout, like you said.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways I think that you could, like, for example, even with this, you could kind of keep going. Like, you know, maybe it's a little smaller, and then you can kind of stack. And I think that's the beauty about taking one of these templates. And, you know, let's say you opened this one and this one together in Kittl, and
mix and match.
Mix and match, and start thinking, like, okay, I like this subtext here, but I really love these 2 lines of text, right? So then I take this, and I put it below, and I think you can have some really unique stuff that's specific to you. Yeah. Man, I can't get over this pizza one. This is, I haven't seen this in Kittl. This is incredible.
That's in Kittl, yeah. And the thing to note about this one is it has a high middle. And that's why it works, right? So the pizza itself is tall in the middle. You can see the hat and the mountains got a tall middle. If we scroll down and see some of the other one, the graphics, they have a kind of a high middle, and that helps with putting, or you could put a circle behind it like that rip football and kind of make it the graphic
fill that space, right? Yeah.
So
yeah, I would really encourage everyone to. I mean, this is like what Juna and I did. Like, if you really want to get good at any graphic design, but specifically t-shirt design, just go and start like doing what we're saying, you know, and just like
box it out.
Take the ellipse tool and really just start figuring out like, okay, but then I'll put a box here and a box here and a box, you know, and so before you know it, you've created your layout that you can start moving around. And I had a lot of fun doing this, honestly, just drawing over the you know, layouts and making my own. I think this is like such a therapeutic exercise, you know.
It's fun. And if you get stuck, like, there's so many ideas right here, so you can just, you know, play around with it. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. So, all right,
that was a close one.
I know it was. I was sweating a little bit, but they're basically they're like brothers to each other, you know what I mean?
They're very close relatives.
All right. I don't remember the last 2, so
me
this
too.
is going to be exciting
to me. Surprise! Okay.
Ooh,
I like the script.
An interesting one, and like, I'm calling this Big Illo script. Illo being short for illustration.
Oh, I see. So I love your names, man. Mine is just like descriptive, but
the literal part of it. Yeah. Well, I had those first, and then I was like, I'll just be extra. And
can you update mine to make them sound cooler?
100%. I mean, should we just share this project with people?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll link it below. So this caught my eye for sure. I mean, I think what I typed in was in Pinterest something like illustration script t-shirt or something like that. I just wanted to see what would come up. Now, what I thought would come out is much more like streetwear luxury stuff. And that's kind of where my mind went to. And then I started seeing this kind of stuff where it's that kind of stamped, old
school illustration.
Yeah, and then it's literally like, I mean, think about how easy this is. It's just an illustration and then some script.
Yeah.
Right?
Kittl has a bunch of those.
Yeah, I mean, like,
could do vintage.
Flower illustrations. Like, I mean, take your pick. We have flat ones. There's like, boom, here we go. Like,
whoa, look at that.
And then you put it right here.
And then you
have your script right there. And it's like,
wow.
Not that we want to necessarily do a 1-for-1, but you get the idea for how you can create your own layout. And to me, what's important here is to note that like this really does, the typography really does go with the illustration, right? In my opinion, it's very elegant, and the script then matches that elegance with its kind of flourishing. And we have, you know, obviously I've put a few over here. You know, we have some beautiful script fonts in Kittl. But I mean, what do you think about this, Juna?
I think we're seeing a lot of this vintage illustration retro things coming, and this is just another example of that. If I had to guess, I think it's kind of combating the AI part of it. Like AI obviously can do this, but I think this is kind of a throwback to the even more vintage stuff. Like this with the illustrations.
Yeah, especially like the etched, you know, the wood
stuff.
etched, like all these dots and lines. I mean, this is my kind of, I mean, I love this style. It's just.
And I talked about this first on your other one where it looks premium. And I think those kind of art styles look premium, right? Like that art. And then, of course, like you said, the script brings some elegance. A lot of times I say, don't use script because you can't read it. But in this case, it matches the illustration because both of them kind of have that old-timey feel. And the script is almost like an art in itself.
Yeah, and I think to your point about that, it's really important that the script is like big enough to read.
Yeah.
Right. So in this situation, I mean, this is I kind of did the boxes over here, but if I drew a box around it, it's kind of the width almost going outside of the border. So it's big enough to read. And I love how they've done the flourish that houses this let your soul.
Kind of almost points to it. Like,
it's really kind of neat. And it's like, obviously you see, I mean, I think I probably see the illustration, then I see Bloom, then I read this, which I don't think is a bad thing.
No, that's good.
It's like, oh, that's cool. Oh, it's let your soul bloom, you know? So it's like, it's nice.
Yeah, layers. You got to think in layers, man. Cool.
All right.
What did I do?
What are we going to say? We're both at the point where it was like, this was like 2 or 3 days ago, and we're like, I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah. Just total round. I saw a bunch of these where it's just the text is in a circle and the graphic is in a circle, either in a literal circle or in the shape of the circle. What gets left behind from the text, right? There's that circle space in there, so now you can put something in there.
Yeah, I love that. Did you make these with the pen tool?
Yeah.
Nice. That's so great.
I was like, how am I going to make this?
Like, here we go. Yeah, absolutely. That's
now that we have the pen tool.
Yeah, awesome. The pen tool is going to be a game changer for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, I mean, I didn't put this one because I knew you were going to do it.
You knew? Wow.
I did. I'm just destroying
the feeling, right?
over here. But yeah, I knew you were going to do this. Literally in my soul, I was like, I was going through all of mine, and I kept seeing this. I was like, no, I got to give it to Juna. I know he's going to do it.
Wow.
Like, I mean, literally just today and yesterday, 2 different times. So I work in a pretty big community workspace, or I'm cool. Like, you know, on the way back from the bathroom, and like 2 different people that don't know each other or work together at all are wearing 2 t-shirts with exact layouts. Like,
really?
one was like this and one was like this, but they were more like kind of nautical. One had an anchor and one had like a turtle or something like that.
Wow.
And so like, which definitely like advocates for this kind of style right here for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this is certainly a different style to this.
Right. Yeah.
And then like this one is maybe a sort of similar to this, but then this one is different. I mean, look how many different styles you can do. Yeah.
It works with almost any font, any graphic can kind of either fit in a circle or break a circle a little bit. Like the bear, it's not a perfect circle, but it's, you know, fits.
Yeah, it's like it's an obtuse.
Yeah. The other bear.
Sorry, this one. Yeah, it's like breaking the thing, but it's kind of cool, right? It's
cool. It's kind of a neat thing. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I learned early on that I would love people to know is that when they are doing intense circle typography, so they're always curving text in a circle, it really helps that the type is actually rounded. So like the letters themselves, right? And so like you can see here that this one's nice. This one's even nicer because everything is rounded. And then even this one, even the points are round. This one is where it gets like, okay, it still looks nice because of the size, and also like the indents of some of the text is rounded, and so but you do have these points in here, but then you have the G and the O. They're really, really nicely rounded, and the L is curved. And so if you were to have done this with an extremely sharp sans serif font, it would maybe feel like, why isn't it curving right? Just think about getting a more rounded off font, and I think it'll help you with
that's a good tip.
Layouts.
I also think it should be one of those thicker fonts and not the serif ones where they got like really thin serifs and stuff.
Really thin.
I think it helps to have all the letters a little thicker. So
for me, I've always found that it's very difficult in terms of legibility to use and read script fonts on a complete curve, like rounded curve like that, and then also like thin serif fonts that are, you know, kind of pin line is very difficult. So they look like you placed them automatic, like individually, even though they are one piece. And so just find that thicker, a little bit wider font, you know, and I think it'll be great.
Ooh, good. All right, last one.
I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm trying to rack my brain, but I can't remember. Okay. We talked about this one. We talked about this one a while ago, but man, have I seen this blow up? Like,
it's all over Etsy. I see it everywhere.
Goodness sakes. And we talked about this one in our previous video. People should go check out. We just were talking about the best kind of t-shirt ideas for 2025, or what we think might be cool, the topical wise. And this we actually used as a topic. I think we were talking about this as like a topic, as like the things that go in a grid. But I mean, now I have even more examples that are all floral in different styles. So you have like two-tone. You have, these are like proper like cutouts of flowers that are vintagey. But then you also have this kind of, I call this kind of like blueprint. So even though they're scattered, it's still in a grid that's like kind of like this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of diagonal. Dude, I see this all over the place. I'm sure you have to see this.
Yeah, I see it all the time. And the nice thing about this is Kittl has all those elements too. Like,
for sure.
A ton of group stuff.
And I love
all those flowers right there.
I know, right? And what I love about this this specific
it just works.
Call it a trend or call it a layout or whatever, is, let's say I had some of these different ones in here. What I love about Kittl, and I'm sure you love this too, is I've done this, but I want to replicate this in a completely different style. Maybe you want to do these like flat florals. Well, I can just replace them. Okay.
Yeah,
so boom, and then blow, and then boom, and then blow. And before I know it, I've got
another design,
different shirts that I just use the replace feature, that little button replace, and I can fill my grid, and then I delete my little boxes, and then we're good to go. So I love this one. I think it's probably one of the easiest ones to get started with, but you can also feel the freedom to be creative in any niche, because it is what it is, right? It's just the stuff.
Yeah, one suggestion is, if you're looking for bundles or packs that, like, all of them have the same style. So like you were doing, you picked the one with the same style, then you went back and picked all the ones with the same style. So I think that really helps to kind of make it feel like one thing instead of just all these random different
100%.
Flowers or whatever. So.
Yes, 1000%. All right.
Last one.
Time to bring us home.
I threw a curveball here.
Okay, you remember then.
I remember this one, because I'm like, should I do this one?
Ooh.
This has no graphic. Well, it has a graphics, but it's hidden behind the...
Oh, it's behind.
Yeah.
Okay,
This is more of a sports one. It can be used for whatever, but all my examples are sports pretty much. So the idea is the graphic is kind of behind it. It's kind of covered so you can't see it, but it's there. But a nice big script font kind of at an angle. I guess the baseball one's not really at an angle, but the script font is the key. And then it's kind of in a circle or circle shape.
For sure.
And so you got the letters inside of another circle. So sometimes it's two-tone, sometimes it's color. But like I've been seeing this. I think this is a real fun one to do if you have the text to do it. Like, it doesn't have to say baseball, but it would be great for like city shirts. Can you imagine putting a name of the city in there or something like that? So it's versatile. Yeah,
I just wanted to see if we had... So I just typed in sport. I was just trying to see. So we have these like athletic ones that could go around. And then I think we have, I wonder in this category if we have some, like this one, Ecomotor script is really nice. So I got there by typing sport. This one's kind of similar.
Yeah. And when we link these are all templates from Kittl. It'll be in there.
Exactly. Yeah. You'll have exactly what the fonts is and all that stuff in the description. So, okay. At a glance, let me just zoom out and then like, look at that 10. like, yeah, 10 different t-shirt layouts.
Yeah.
That I do want to let everyone know. I do want to be completely honest and transparent that I was not going and looking at any sales data.
Right, I didn't either.
I was not going hard to. I just was like
pure aesthetics.
I went through a question list. I was basically like, what have I seen out and about a lot?
That's it.
What have I been seeing on online shops? What stands out immediately on Pinterest? And then, you know, what do we have in Kittl? which we have a lot, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I came from when putting this list together.
I came from looking through Kittl and looking at the patterns that I've seen on Kittl, and just for my art background, like, first, is it cool? Is it on Kittl? And have I been seeing a lot of it? So, yeah.
Yeah, and we just want to set people up for success and learning and experimenting and having a good time. You know what I mean? So, I would say maybe like a last little fun thing to ask you, now that everybody, hopefully you guys know that we have a lot of different tools. We talked about the pen tool a second ago. We have a lot of different vector tools now. Juna, we haven't really talked since then. Do you have a kind of favorite feature in Kittl for t-shirt design you want people to know?
So I did it on my video, and I tried to do the knockout thing with the what do you guys call that? The
shape builder.
The shape builder. So I love that because on mine, so a lot of times we did this before where there's a vintage sunset, but then you put the silhouette on it and there was no way to knock it out, but now you can.
So for example, I can grab these two, and if I really wanted to, I could subtract it.
That's it.
Now it's
look at that.
It's knocked out completely.
You couldn't do that before, and I don't believe you can do that on Canva or anything.
I don't think so. And even now, if we were to, like, I don't know, if we wanted to double click into this.
Yeah, you could change it if you wanted to.
Now we have all our controls if we want stuff to be wider or
powerful.
Whatever. So yeah, I figured you would like that because you've been talking about the
that's my one request.
Yeah, the sunset thing for a long time. So I figured that. Okay, but you did it in your video, right? Okay.
I did it in my video. Yeah, the new Kittl update video that I did. So it took several steps, but you can literally put the vintage sunset with the colors and everything in it.
Right.
And then putting it back together. Yeah, I knocked them out and then put them back together with the colors. It was cool. It was fun. It looked great.
Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna have to go watch it. Yeah, that's incredible. Sweet. Awesome. Well, I hope you all had a good time watching us try to remember which t-shirt layouts that we picked. And we would love to know your thoughts in the comments for t-shirt layouts, because I want to know more. I mean, we want to build this library. It's kind of what we did, right, Juna?
We got to start at 10 there. So.
Yeah, we got to start at 10 right there and then see where we go from there, because obviously we have tons and tons of templates. And please, everyone, go check out Juna's video. Check out the video of him and Gary collaborating. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's on his channel, by the way, not mine.
It's on his channel. Okay, I'll go link it. And then everything we talked about, these kind of templates, all this kind of stuff, I'm going to link it in the description for you all. We're going to give you this project, so why not?
Wow.
You go in and look at all the different boxes and stuff like that. So thank you all so much for watching. Juna, thank you so much for taking
this is fun.
Please don't forget to subscribe to both channels, both linked down below, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
See you guys.